last installment, I left China and regrouped with Michael in the south of Kazakhstan. Staying true to our tradition, we boarded the first roll in northbound during the darkest hours of the night on the Turkestan-Siberian Railway, and we were tied down twice along the way. As a result, we were running on minimal sleep after trying to stay awake for the better part of 3 days, not wanting to miss out on any trains. I started to notice that my terrible body odor did a full round trip and had come right back despite having showered about 10 days earlier, and Mike confirmed it without any hesitation. After a full day riding a gondola train, hunger started to creep in. Our supplies were nearly gone, and more than once we talked about jumping off to find something to eat, but never caught the right moment to do so. In the end, we watched the sun surrender below the horizon and allow the darkness to settle. Having blown past a town that I was almost certain would come to a stop in, we made the decision to stick to our train for the duration of the night. However, it turned out that somebody else had a completely different idea.
Look. Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. Добрый. Здравствуйте. А? А вы соберете?
О, кто вы?
О, извините.
Ребята.
Путешественники.
А?
Мы путешествуем.
Куда путешествуете?
I put down the camera at that very moment, afraid the cops would delete my footage. We were ordered to climb out of the wagon onto the platform where there were at least 10 yard workers and a dozen or more cops in security. I was wondering how this could have possibly happened, since we had been riding non-stop for the last 3 hours through the dark, and I'd say that 99% of the route wasn't even lit. How could they have known exactly which wagon we were riding, considering they were all near identical? I had so many questions in my head. They had us follow them into the station. It wasn't really a police station, just a small building with a room labeled police. Everybody came along. We were asked a whole bunch of questions, and thanks to Mike speaking Russian, we had no unwanted barriers in communicating. Most importantly, they were curious if we were in the country legally and if we were on the run. They then searched through our bags to make sure we weren't carrying any drugs or contraband. Somehow, I managed to hide my drone so as to not make things more complicated. I mean, Mike is very good at speaking to people and managed to de-escalate the situation by cracking a few jokes and taking photos. Without stumbling over his words, he clarified that we were just backpacking on a tiny budget, and they seemed satisfied with that explanation.
He was first kind of concerned if we are terrorists or whatever, and that's when he decided to call the police, and all without anger, that we don't have to be mad at him and everything. Fuck him.
We soon learned that we were initially spotted in a town 3 hours earlier, but since no police was present where we got pulled off, nothing happened right away. Instead, the cops got called and ended up boarding a passenger train which overtook us about 20 kilometers further up the track from where we had been seen. I was left wondering why they didn't just pull us off there instead of wasting 4 hours of unnecessary transport plus transit time. Because now we were forced to go all the way back to that town for a meeting with the immigration officer. I suppose the only good thing that came out of this whole thing was that we finally got the chance to eat, something we'd been thinking about the entire day.
We're gonna go back 2 hours by passenger, and that passenger leaves at 12. Stay the night at the police station, and tomorrow is Judgment Day. Right now we are eating food with our new friends. Hello, Karasho.
It's a camera. You like? Very good. No?
Angliski.
Yes.
Like, their passenger train basically bypassed our freight. And they got here before us and caught us. But at least they're gonna give us a free ride. Maybe we get like a room.
They better shoot.
Like a night train, you know? Like a fucking bed and shit.
Yeah, they better shoot because we smell horrible.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take off my shoes there. They're gonna kick me out. Michael and I were forced to separate as the train was almost full. The moment I stepped into my carriage, I was met with a wall of stale, warm air and a rumbling chorus of men snoring like idling tractor engines. I could only hope that once my shoes came off, the smell would be bad enough to somehow convince the snorers to tone it down.
Sleeper train. I've never been on one before. And I just took off my shoes and now this whole cabin smells like shit.
My smelly socks were basically at perfect nose height for anyone passing by. I vividly remember one moment in particular when the conductor walked past, then stopped, turned around, and stared me down for what felt like forever while I pretended to lie there asleep with one eye closed and the other barely opened. Had I not been placed there by the police, I'm pretty sure the sickening steam of spreading out my feet alone would have gotten me kicked off at the next station.
How was it? Hot as fuck in there, same to you? Oh yeah, there's a fucking snoring machine in there. Like when I got in there, was so many people snoring. Yeah, I slept a little bit, yeah.
Did you smell the whole place?
Yeah. The guy was fucking looking at me, he was just staring at me. Because I had already taken off my shoes and everything.
We arrived at around 3 in the morning and ended up sleeping on the floor in the main room of a tiny police station. 4 hours later, the lights were still on when we were told to get up and sit on a chair instead. In that instant, night turned into day. I was tired and definitely not in a chatty mood, but Mike, on the other hand, kept the conversation going. The others in the room kept commenting on how bad we smelled, so he came up with a convincing bullshit story that we were actually reluctant to hitchhike because we didn't want to disgust people, and that's why we chose to ride freight trains instead.
What did he say about our smell? We definitely have to shower. It's required.
It's required that we have a shower and clean clothes.
Yes. Luckily, we smell bad enough to prove the story.
The immigration officer came at 10:30 and asked no questions. He simply told us that we just had to pay a fine and then we were free to go. Well, it wasn't that easy because we still had to wait for another 1.5 hours while they sorted out their useless documents on their iPad. Apparently they couldn't even find the correct law we'd supposedly broken and eventually settled on charging us with a traffic offense instead. This created another problem because that form required a valid license plate, and without one, the system wouldn't let them proceed.
We're almost free, guys. We're almost free. Just gotta go and pay a huge fine. Another day, another cop car. It's actually not even a cop car.
В Германии такая машина есть?
У нас было.
Не, было. Сейчас здесь?
Сейчас.
Нету?
Ходим, редко бывает такое.
Ауди редко, да?
Это Audi или что?
Да, это ваша машина.
Не, тогда бывает, да.
1, 2, 3, 4. Good boy.
5, 6, 7, 8.
9, 6, 7,
9, 6.
Finish.
I am free man. Free man. Can't believe I just spent. How much was that? 10,000 tenge. Well, 17 euros something. Crazy fine.
Coming out of prison.
How much was it, like 17 euros?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, for a ride.
Most passenger trains in most places in the world, you have to pay more for the distance we covered.
Вот, Михаил, это в Устове.
After an eventful few hours, or 10, 15, 17 hours, we have managed to get ourselves some food. Plum, salad, egg, burger, bread, soup, milk, and a hungry stomach.
Finally, man. Looks good.
I don't know where to start. Start with the soup? Start with the soup? I was gonna end it with the soup. So yeah, that's what happens when you get caught stowing away on a freight train in Kazakhstan. This was my first time ever having to pay a fine after being caught, and I guess it's one of the cheaper places in the world for these type of things, after getting set back a staggering 17 euros. When I later told a Russian friend about the incident, he confirmed that there is indeed a law against illegal freight train riding and that the standard fine is actually double of what we paid. This means that somehow we managed to walk away with a 50% discount. Free men once again, we started exploring our options for continuing the journey. We didn't exclude riding a freight train out of there, but we knew better than ever that it came with real risks. In the end, we began conversing with train drivers for a possible lift in one of the locomotives.
Да. Хотят спросить, водителя грузовика, не может он нас взять в локомотиве сюда?
Локомотив?
Да.
Ну вот сейчас дежурка, что не зашли? Там с ними, с дежурным по депо договорились бы?
Да? Он там или как?
А?
Он внутри?
Да, там, я же вам сказал, внутри.
Тогда что, мне спросить его?
Сейчас покурю, зайдем, поговорим.
Хорошо.
В Ахтагай добраться надо, да?
Ахтагай, да. First train comes at 5
Okay.
to Ahtagai, or what was the name?
Yeah, okay. North?
Yeah, but we have to ask someone else if we actually can go with them or not.
С вами третий, куда он ушел? Он сейчас подойдет сюда?
Не знаю, мы его вообще тут встретили, он спросил, куда мы, что мы, и сказали, он такой, о, я спрошу сейчас водителя, может быть, вы с ними на поезде можете. Короче, ну мы студенты, мы на маленьком бюджете, хотели спросить, возьмете нас бесплатно. Мы с начальницей Гавриля, она не против, но она сказала, что если вы...
А чё в вагон не идешь, в вагон?
Ну там платно.
Платный?
Да.
Правильно, а что, деньги нет что ли? Заплатил бы, сел бы, бизнес поехал.
Ну мы на маленьком бюджете, мы вообще... Мы в палатке спим.
Не положено ж, не положено.
Не палатка?
Да. Руководство будет, ругать будет.
Палатка.
Good morning.
Fuck you. My throat is gone. I think I just stopped talking for the next 3 days.
Well, then you gotta teach me Russian real fast. If it wasn't obvious enough, our night on the floor of the station hall could have gone better. Between the steady flow of people who clearly didn't believe in sleep and the station announcements delivered at a volume presumably intended for airplanes several miles overhead, sleep remained more of a theoretical concept than a reality. On a more positive note, it was actually the best sleep we'd had since leaving Almaty 4 days earlier.
Вопрос такой. Путешествуем, ну можно сказать, без денег. Нам сказали, что следующий этот поезд в этот Ахтагай, он через там 9 часов или что-то. Сказали, что спроси тепловоза, грузовых поездов не возьмет нас. Ага. Знаете, будет скоро какой-то поезд?
Ну, на этом парке, скажи, поезда нету. На том парке, может. Здесь готов не будет еще.
Другой парк?
На том парке, ага. Там у нас Еще один парк есть.
А, еще...
Туда можно, ну, туда
За
надо.
этим еще дальше идти или как?
Ну, вот этот, где, вот, где спрашивают, ну, вот, туда надо пройти. Туда надо пройти.
At this point, we were starting to get desperate to get out of there, and still not being able to get a ride in a locomotive, we began asking the workers for more information. After being told that there was a secondary yard, I threw the drone in the air to find if any trains appeared to be getting ready, but it was as dead as ever. We were then invited into the workers' shack for some tea, which, in my opinion, is a great way to start the day.
10 метров между вагонами проходит 10 метров. Если один вагон, то это 5 метров расстояние, видишь? Вот так нельзя, прыгать нельзя, стоять нельзя. Так стоять нельзя, видишь? Томем, спотев, томем. Қазақстаннан сәлем.
We're in his yard shack right now. We got some tea, we got some food.
Бәйшегірден сәлем, Бәйшегір ауылынан.
I got invited to sleep in the yard shack in Baltics.
Oh, nice. Maybe that would happen to me at one point if I didn't smell this bad.
Есіктің алдау талғайын, басында тұрмас жаздайын, қалқатай еске түскенде, сары бидайында, сары бидайыным, салғаным. Болдың ауыл сұраса, бел тұрғандай оу. Қайың ағаш майысар, жел тұрғанда сары бидай, сағындым халқым даусындай.
Бір айдың балы Хадиша, боралған белің нәзік, ош еркін талға диша. Сексен қыз серуенге шықса.
With no trains stopping in the yard and having a tough time getting a ride in a locomotive on top of that, we hitched a ride to a remote siding about 20 kilometers further north. This was the precise location where the cops in the passenger train overtook us 2 days earlier. So, as unlikely as it was, we were hoping that something else would eventually stop there as well. As we sat down, waiting for something to roll in, we began reminiscing about our inconvenient experience that we just had with the police.
I said, yeah, we really needed a shower, and the police officer said, yes, you really need a shower. Like, you really need a shower. It's required that you take a shower and wash your clothes. Do you have any clean clothes in your backpack? I said, no. You need to clean all your clothes. And I was like, okay, our story works, actually.
And you told me that, and I just started laughing. And I'm thinking, like, I know I smelled bad, but I showered. I was in China, like, or in the hotel, like, almost 2 weeks ago. It's not that bad.
It's fucking 2 weeks ago.
But I showered so much. I was so clean. Like, how could I turn into a fucking monster that quick? Oh yeah, by the way, they also said it in the evening that they have a sauna. And I was like, what? You have a sauna? And I started thinking, like, because the toilet was just a fucking 4 holes in the ground. They didn't seem to have running water. And I remember my friend Dave from Finland, he always talks about doing like a man sauna, which is basically, you go in a sauna, you sweat like a cunt, like you're drenched in sweat. So once you're finished, you're supposed to take a shower and you're clean. You're really clean. But when Dave told me about a man sauna, it means that you're in a sauna, you're sweating like a guy, and then you go out and you put on all your clothes and then you go on with your day. So my question was, do they really have a shower there as well? Well, we didn't find out because we had to pay, how much was it? 3,000? 5,000? About 5.
Yeah, 5,000.
5,000, yeah, so that's like closing up to 10 euros basically. So obviously that's not going to happen. That's almost as much as a fine. A fire will keep a man busy for many hours.
pretty relaxing to sit nearby a fire, but I much prefer to be on a moving train. At least right now.
It's also frustrating to know that we already passed this place.
Yeah.
Like 90 kilometers or what? North? 2 days ago. Could have been so far.
Yeah, this is a fucking cold night.
It's a colder morning. There's some ice on our sleeping bag.
Yeah? You got room? Yes.
Мы со страны не можем выйти сразу, да? С города, да, наверное. Здесь скажут, давай плати, нахуй.
Dropped off here, back in town. We got picked up by 3 police officers. Luckily, they didn't know our previous history in this town. So we were just explaining that we were trying to hitchhike further north, and then that someone dropped us off where we slept, and that no car came, which is basically true. But anyways, when we said that, they said, which motherfucker brought you all the way out here without warning you that no one drives this damn road? Yeah, and they were making fun of us, or at least saying that the guy who picked us up wasn't normal. But I think he was, because the guy who actually dropped us off said there is fucking nothing here.
Yes, yes.
Did we mention that we're hungry? Seriously, look at this. Bread, rice, omelette, manti, salad, fries, soup, chicken. We're paying so little money for it. Well, it's still a lot of money, but little money compared to what you get.
Yeah, like for your plate, a bit more than €5 for what the fuck.
And 4 massive slices of bread. Michael and I made the decision to hitchhike to the next crew change, the exact yard where we had gotten pulled off the train. We both knew it was risky, but at this point, if we wanted to continue riding, we didn't really have any other choice. Where are you going? We're going to Matai, but don't drop us off in the city.
Здравствуйте. Вы в Матай едете, да? В Матай едете?
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people that just want to be so kind to us, because they definitely have to like replace like the seats or something because of the reduction of the air quality that is coming from our body odor.
Our?
Well, it's not just me. 90% me, but you're still a part of it. Do you notice how every car that picks us up rolls their windows down? That has been the case the last 2 months for me.
Говорят, там это гей много. Вечером ночью гей-клуб.
Saying there are a lot of gay people in Germany.
Okay, that's done, yeah.
Все, до свидания.
Bye. So we decided to go for the north throat because it just makes a lot more sense to catch from there. But I think it is going to be a bit more tricky, depending on how fast the train actually rolls out. If it's loaded, if it's not loaded, whatever. We were deeply afraid of being seen by anyone in such a small village, especially after the police had pulled 2 foreigners off of a train just a few evenings earlier. I couldn't shake the feeling that word had spread that everyone in the village already knew. Unlike me, Mike wasn't equally as worried. I told him that going into a shop in town was a bad idea, but he went anyway. While he was gone, I stayed in a ditch and watched over his backpack. When he returned, it was obvious he'd realized his mistake.
Found the one supermarket people told me about, but even worse. You were right. I walked past a house and a guy came out with a shovel and said, "Hey." I turned back. "Hello, where's the next supermarket?" He came to me. "Hello." "Hello." He said, "Where's your friend?" I said, "I'm alone."
but you're German, friend. I was like, the fuck? I said, you mean Norwegian? I said, yes. I said, we split up. He went to Tajikistan. I go to the north. I said, the police let you go. I said, yeah, we paid a fine and I'm gonna let you.
He wasn't entirely sure who that person was. Perhaps a yard worker who had been standing outside our wagon when we were caught. It was clear that we'd only have one chance to catch a train out of here and we could not risk fucking it up. I launched my drone to get an overview of the yard to find out that a train could leave at any moment. Using the aerial footage, we scanned the cars and picked out the exact wagon to ride. My heart started pounding as nerves crept in, as I had no idea how quickly the train would pull out of the yard.
Come on, bring it on. So our train is coming right now. Right now, and we needed to go slow enough. He's walking right now. As long as he doesn't pick up speed. Can you see him? If he's not looking, right? No, he's not looking. There's someone in the second unit. What? That box door is open. Okay, just keep in mind there's two guys in the
At the very back?
No, not in the very back, facing forward, but there's two guys in the second locomotive. Wait, no, fuck that gondola. Let's wait until it picks the speed and be as far back as possible. It's going really slow right now.
Okay.
Just wait. No, just wait. Let's be as far back as possible. Huh? Let's be as far back as possible. Yo, this one. The low one. Let's get the low one. This? The second one, yeah. Fuck, this ladder is fucking low. I should have waited because I saw the locomotive when I jumped down. Let's see. We're on it. Dude, so slow. Why were we so afraid? Looks like it's going to be a nice sunset. Got about, let's say, an hour and a half until sunset, maybe an hour. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice one. And the third one.
There was a deep sense of relief in finally riding out of that town after being still for so long. As the sun dipped toward the horizon, the vast Kazakh steppe stretched endlessly in every direction, stretching out into a calm, open landscape.
decided to get off here just to play it safe, really. It's so weird being here. There's no road that leads to this place, really. Gotta hurry up before the cops shows up. I think we should find a better place. There's fucking nothing here. Wow, that is the most modern Lada I've ever seen in my whole life. Damn. Russia do make great cars. Nice massive stick of meat for 1,500. That's pretty good. This guy's also one-eyed.
That was a fucking cold night. We didn't even sleep. Imagine if we slept. Seriously, what should we do?
No idea where did this train came from. Was it the other yard or did it like...
Well, it definitely did not come from
train?
here.
Huh?
It did not come from here, so...
We had just spent the entire night awake while waiting for a train, and unfortunately, we weren't able to catch anything. The further north we went, the temperature dropped noticeably, and my already thin jacket wouldn't even close because of a broken zipper. Needless to say, we were both starting to feel the cold. We had gotten off here the evening prior, unsure of what would happen with our train. Even though there was plenty of traffic moving through the yard, we still found it difficult to be in the right place at the right time.
What the fuck is this delay? How long are we waiting now? Since the morning. The fuck? It's 4 right now. Dude. The reality of riding freight trains in Kazakhstan. Or maybe we just chose the wrong railroad.
We stayed up for a few more hours after dark, but we were met with nothing good. In the end, sleep deprivation got the best of us, and we chose to spend an entire night asleep, which was very much needed. In this part of the world, they announced trains over the speakers, mentioning the destination for the trains on their given track number. This was the strategy we used in an attempt to get out of there, but clearly we were doing something wrong, because at some point we ended up on a train that departed back south. Luckily, we managed to get off in time, and as a last resort, we approached the worker for more information.
Там на будке стоит там. Человек стоит вот в вагонике. Ага. Окей, 4-й путь туда. Ага. А я говорю. Окей. Спасибо. Спасибо.
So I've had a bit of a problem with my jacket the last few days. Actually, I've had a problem for longer, but I managed to fix it somehow. Now, this time I didn't really manage to fix it. I can't zip the jacket, basically. And it's pretty fucking cold out here, so to not wear a jacket, yeah, it's brain dead. But I had an elastic band, so I cut a hole here, and the zipper is stuck here. And then I made another hole here. So at least now, you know, I can kind of zip it. I think it works pretty well. I'm gonna give it a shot. At least, I mean, now it's gonna take a bit longer to take on and off my jacket, but at least it'll keep me warmer. So I'm gonna put it on now. And it's pretty dirty too. It's like everything else I have right now. Would you look at that?
Alright, I just went to check our train. Turns out that we have a locomotive now. It's gonna be a cold fucking night. We're gonna try to catch this. It should be possible. I was picking up. One, two, three, four. Okay, so the blue ones should be good. Enough cardboard. Woo! Looks like we're finally out of this damn fucking town. We're gonna stay on it hopefully through the whole night. Keep riding. Hopefully it goes far, but yeah, we have no idea. Wow, it's beautiful. Holy shit. Winter is here, guys. The whole place is full of frost. I was gonna drink water, but water doesn't flow through the lid. It's full of ice. Despite it being the coldest night we had faced on the trip, we somehow managed to stay warm throughout. With cardboard scattered all over the wagon, we used most of it beneath us to add insulation against the freezing metal. In addition, to reduce the chance of being spotted from an overpass while sleeping, we used some of it to cover ourselves. For that reason, the cold, moist air was unable to reach us, securing a warm setup. Oh, they're shunting our train. They're just shunting it. Hopefully they didn't see us get off. I didn't even have time to tie my shoes. I really hope I got everything, man.
So we covered about 300 to 400 kilometers on the train last night, which is pretty good distance, honestly. There is another 90 to 100 kilometers to get to Semi, and the yard is pretty dead. We missed one train, and there's no point waiting for just another short ride, which is what we've been doing pretty much the last week. We're gonna thumb it to get to Semi and figure it out. But there are no cars right now.
Мы вообще honest на беге, я из Германии, мы на путешествии.
China, да.
I'm English little.
Ah, very good.
My name is Taha.
Taha, Tommy.
Tommy, oh.
Misha.
Misha? Все. Ну, good luck.
Thank you.
Спасибо.
Okay, bye. До свидания.
Yeah, so we just got a ride here to Semi, and then as we're pulling up to the tracks, a train just slow enough to catch, I think, pulled up. Unfortunately, there was a guy there, so we didn't want to take the risk. There was also a worker who was watching us. But yeah, let's fucking go over here. Okay. Well, let's find a place where the ballast is straight so we can run. Dude, we gotta find a better spot. Like, we're not able to catch here. That should be possible to open, right? Found roof access. Now, do we have train access? Unfortunately not. I came from here, walked down this road. You can hear trains rolling. But bro, I'm fucking exhausted. I am seriously exhausted. I thought I slept great on the train. I didn't. We're gonna have an early night here, probably. Hopefully no pigeons are flying around waking us up. It's a beautiful day here in the city of wow, it's huge. What's the name of the city again? What's the name of the city again? Semi.
Instead of sleeping on the rooftop out in the cold, we opted to stay in the attic where the temperature was much warmer. After we'd fallen asleep, some of the residents around the apartment block decided that it was the perfect time to repair some water pipes exactly where we were laying. Needless to say, we were easily spotted, and as a result, they ended up calling the police, who had us removed from the building.
Там же лифт бар ғой.
Just go.
Пойдем. Там неме ғой бар
Fuck, let's just walk. The lift is probably not even big enough for all four. Let's go away. We're good. Saying we should stay here. There's a police station, aren't there? All because we slept in a warm building.
Sit down.
Where?
Рюкзак снимите рюкзак. Он понимает на русском.
Ask him
Ты же
why we're
понимаешь,
doing
ты
this.
скажи ему, пускай рюкзак
Dude,
снимет.
let's just not do exactly what they say. Let's actually fucking ask him why we have to go and do this shit. I don't want to just
мы куда
comply.
едем?
Вы сейчас поедете, у вас с собой...
Скажи ему, что не материться.
Да.
А он что, снимает, да?
Мы понимаем то, что он говорит на английском. Материться не надо. То, что как он
Скажи
сказал,
ему, переведи.
то, что как он сказал на букву F, мы знаем, как это переводится. Сейчас вы с нами поедете до выяснения обстоятельств приемник-распределитель. Так как вы являетесь иностранными гражданами, сейчас с вами будет проводить, проверку будет проводить миграционная служба.
А это нельзя тут делать?
Как нельзя?
Тут?
Нет.
Почему?
Потому что мы не уполномочены этим. Мы участковые инспектора, мы занимаемся охраной общественного порядка, так же как батальон патрульной полиции. Мы сейчас вас доставим в определенное место, приемник-распределитель. Туда прибудет миграционная служба, дальше уже будет там разбирательство. Можешь теперь ему все перевести, то, что я сказал.
What did he say about our smell?
He said, yo, don't you wash yourself? Yourselves? No.
Not in this
You
country.
smell. Yes, wash.
But if they don't give us a shower, then we don't smell that bad.
That's true.
I know that I've mentioned our disgusting smell far more than anyone would like to hear, but honestly, I was almost in awe of how worse it was getting day by day, way past what I thought was even humanly possible. The cops didn't hesitate to point it out the second we got inside their car, which, if anything, only strengthened our case for traveling on a very tight budget. By that point, it had almost been 3 weeks since my last shower. I hadn't changed out my socks once, and I was still wearing the same outfit I started in, simply because I didn't bother to bring anything else. Every step I took made my asshole itch, probably due to the fact that toilet paper had become more of a voluntary luxury than a necessity, and numerous layers had piled up over the old dirt road. It was around then I started to realize that it might finally be time to take a shower.
А у вас душ есть?
Там есть душ, да?
Да, где shower is.
Холодно потом надо, не будет.
И это шорты есть, футболки? Оденьте пока, грязные вещи сними, пойдем на стиралку сразу положи. Переоденьтесь. Шорты, футболки, ависи все на стиралку.
He's saying we can put the clothes into the
Washer. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. We're about to spend the night in jail. But before that, they have to shower us and clean our clothes.
We arrived at the police station late at night, and they immediately let us know that calling an immigration officer wasn't necessary. We both already knew this, and it never made much sense to begin with. In the end, however, we still weren't allowed to leave. Instead, we were told we'd be spending the night in a cell, most likely because of the devastating filth oozing out of every inch of our freshly garbage trucks that marched proudly down the entire hallway. Luckily for us, they were very kind about it, but didn't hesitate to force our clothes into the washing machine and our dirty asses into a shower. Whether this was out of genuine concern for our well-being or a strategic effort to spare the cell from needing a full renovation remains an open question. Either way, our no-shower streak was about to reset.
Еще влезет? Да, на 30 градусов я понял, но вещи еще влезет туда. Вот это сними кофту.
No, it's good, it's good.
It's good?
Yes, very good.
Давай куртку еще запихать туда.
You can put your stuff in, maybe.
Миша, иди сюда.
Naked cunt.
Еще сюда влезет еще вещи.
Throw your fucking clothes in. Yeah? Yeah, why not? There's probably more room. Oh yeah. I don't have underwear. And it's for the better. What happened?
I wanted to sniff if they're fresh or not.
Did you find out?
Yeah.
Вода теплая, вот.
It's good.
Ну, давай,
Okay.
Все. Я дверь закрою.
Okay.
Идем.
Alright, first shower in almost 20 days here. I'm not gonna film the process. We've been put in jail, but before that we literally have to shower and wash our clothes. We got prison food. We're not allowed to film here. But I snuck in this camera. Yep. Real prison food. Tea, bread, spaghetti with anything. They just closed the door. We cannot open it.
I think we can actually.
No, the fuck we can't. There's no handle.
They just have to press it.
You just have to knock hard enough and they'll come. We just washed our clothes. They're full of water, so that thing doesn't dry. Not even slightly. So we hung them on an oven, and it's just dripping water right now, and we gotta go in 7-8 hours maybe. Hopefully it's enough.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be soaked. But yeah, we're gonna try to catch some rest. At least we're sleeping in a bed, it's warm. And we smell slightly better. Yeah, it was an incredibly peaceful night actually in the hotel. Or jail. Yesterday we got some soup. This morning we got some porridge. Yeah, it was pretty good. Slept decent. Soft enough bed. Warm. And all in all, they were pretty friendly. I was being a bit of a dick to them at first, but it's cops at the end of the day. But they ended up being really friendly, so it's all good. We're gonna go back to the tracks and reattempt catching some trains at the curve and hopefully continue our way towards Astana. There was another cop who came in the door just now as we were about to leave, and he basically said, "You guys fucking smell." And that's kind of interesting because we just had a shower, we just cleaned all our clothes. Unfortunately, the smell's still stuck in the walls and ceiling, and it's probably going to take a while before that disappears. But too bad for them, that's not a problem for us. Should we go for it? It's so difficult, man. Why is this so difficult to run after a train? I got it. I don't know about Mike. Yes, he got it. Nice. He fucking got it. That is unbelievable. We literally just got here and managed to take a shit. And then the train rolls. This wagon is so old. There's like, I don't even know, is this mold? Some shit, mushrooms growing in this wagon, crazy. A lot of my clothes are still wet, so I need to hang it up somewhere and hope that it dries in the wind. Even though this is empty cold, it's gonna make my shit dirty again. But I don't know, like, does it really matter? As long as it doesn't smell, right? Hang it up like this and hope for the best. Just gotta remember it. Said this water is drinkable. The tap water.
Fuck, no.
Well, if they say
taste is good. Taste is good.
Looking back, I may have pushed my skin's surface capabilities beyond their limit. At the same time, both Mike and I had agreed that we didn't deserve a shower until we had reached the capital city by freight train. Unfortunately, we were still multiple days away from our destination, and I was wondering just how bad it could have potentially gotten. Having caused enough suffering already, I was more than satisfied with putting an end to our legendary streak of shower avoidance. It had only been a couple of days earlier while we were riding in a gondola that Mike claimed he caught a whiff of my socks as I was layering up against the cold. This would have been impressive under normal circumstances, but he was further up the wagon, with the train tearing forward and the wind blasting straight back in my direction. This meant that, somehow, the smell had to be traveling faster than the air. Whether we liked it or not, we were now fresh and clean, and the train we'd been hoping to catch rolled out with convenient timing at the exact moment we reached the yard coming from prison. The past week had been nothing but pure chaos, topping it all off with a night in a Kazakh jail because we smelled too bad to be free. Now, all that was left was to keep moving by train, ideally without being spotted, and just as crucially, without generating too much of a stench. If we were to pull that off, we were looking at a smooth sailing towards Astana, the capital city.